Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I'm Marshall here, and I'm joined by Bot.
Hello.
For how many introductions is that now? 5, 6,
I think this is 5.
7?
5 or 6, something like that.
Something like that. Sounds about right.
Sorry. Go on.
No. I was going to let you go. But we were in round 3 of a free-for-all tournament. It's possible that this might be the final round before the finals. And the idea is in this 6-player free-for-all that no one knows who anyone is, so we've got anonymous mods going. There are bonuses for getting kills, point bonuses, so it's not just about who's last. And at the same time, you also had things like be the first to blow up a planet or something like that. So we've had some interesting games like that going around. But this particular game, we've got... Who is About? I have no idea who About is. We've got About, KGB Frog, Dirty Apples, Pie Man, Admiral General, and Bilal. Is About Affect the Cause? That's who that is.
I think it is. Yes.
So that's the thing. And this is Ancient Battlegrounds. Every player starts in a little bit of a fort. In between the forts, there are a series of mountains and metal expansions. Whereas the last round was a multi-planet map. This time, it's just a single planet with some constricted movement between the bases. And
am I keen to think that that this is one of your maps?
Yes, the last 2 I put together this last week. So this one and the Twins are both new maps that, if anyone on YouTube wants to find them, they are both in WP Marshall's map pack for your perusal.
It's a very interesting one. I will say, however, that the walls, I'm curious to see later on how the padding works with them. I think we might see many armies stuck behind some of these corners.
So I was in 2 minds about the walls, because in one element it psychologically constrains a player and also forces players to attack through routes, but also when you get into T2 the walls don't really factor for things that shoot over them, like grenadiers or shellers or blue hawks. So I suspect when it comes to actually killing commanders, it might not factor too much.
Oh, it was mostly in reference to units within their own base.
Oh, right, I see. Oh, trying to get out. Yes,
Yep.
Interesting. Yeah, that's true.
It is interesting to see we finally have some diversity in build orders, build queues. Of course, you get the default bot start, but some of the players are either neglecting air very, very often. Pink here, KGB Frog, going in directly from bots' tanks into T2 bots. I think they've finally begun to get a sense for the distance between each player and for how the politics of these FFA games seem to manifest.
Yeah, this particular game was not this game. Sorry, this particular map is quite a large radius one, so there is a fair bit of distance between the bases, and metal is kind of distributed, so it's a bit harder to draw up battle lines, I feel like, on some of these maps.
I think you'd be right. Interested to see some of the sort of odd rating. I think you're right about this. The players find themselves in a somewhat odd position, where I've seen Bilal moving his little Dox armies about, seemingly trying to figure out where is the best place to position them. Also, I will say he's got the impeccable sense to put mines already on the entrances to the base.
Yeah, I mean, even just 1 or 2, if someone notices that mines are being a thing, they will potentially back off. So again, it comes down to the psychological element, and it protects your early base raids from harassment. So notice that in each of these forts there's a little crevasse with 3 metal on the other side. So they're protected from boom bots, but not necessarily from, you know, ranged units like docks or tanks or whatever. So
interesting. I like the design decision. It is. I'm interested though in why specifically. I think it's every player but Bilal has chosen to expedite building T2.
I think it's because of the psychological containment. Everyone's like, well, I've got actually quite a lot of metal in my spawn, like 7 safe metal, and because the planet is so big, it's unlikely that we're going to have a lot of raiding of impactful metal. So if players are like, well, you know what, I've got enough to just get up to T2 and then get the T2 eco in my base. That's my thinking on the matter anyway. Folks in chat, feel free to correct me.
I would throw in a little bit of, again, like starting to get a sense for haphazard, ceaseless raiding right from the start. I think they're starting to realize that they may not be the best strategy in these styles of games. So again, just further working on the assumption that they won't be attacked immediately. So might as well take advantage of that.
Yep.
I'll also say there's some very interesting T2 choices though. Some T2 tanks. I think, I believe even one person was going, yes, exactly. Dirty Apple is going T2 air.
Oh.
And that could be terminal for if you were to get some Hornets out of that and then pester a player with T2 tanks.
Yeah,
I
mean,
in the building it is not in this border.
It's the thing with the previous games has taught these players things. We've had worm snipes, we've had bumblebee snipe attempts, we've had drop attempts. So T2 air is potentially, given that everyone kind of sits tight, if you catch someone off guard with something like a worm run or a hornet run, you know, you could well be getting some kills there. But I think in this map, unlike all of the other maps, we will see players move into bases that they conquer.
In what way do you think? Just curious, like as in just building industry, just kind of taking over the sort of fortified position.
Yeah, because it is such an easily fortifiable position with, as already said, like 8 metal inside of it. It's very easy to get eco, get turtling, and get some T2 factories going, and some radar as well.
You'd be right. It almost makes me regret watching this game instead of Quiltides. It doesn't. I'd be curious to see if Napoleon push into somebody else's base. Perhaps he just maybe for one would sort of industrialize it.
Well, we'll have to see. But this game is turning out into a typical free-for-all staring contest. That is, apart from this player About or Effect the Cause, who is tiptoeing around Admiral, I think. He's trying to rattle the cage a little bit.
Well, finding himself in the first game and this game just pestered so often. Interesting.
But
no, I think he has he will. I was going to say he had the T2 advantage, but no, Bilal's getting it all the same with 2 T2 fabs instead of the 1 that Admiral has.
We've got quite a big push from Pink, potentially, from KGB Frog into Pieman here. Pieman has some mines on the defence, and we've also got some detection in there. We've got a skitter detecting mines. But this is where we're going to have some issues with these walls here, you see. And I almost wonder... Go ahead.
I was going to say, it's almost sort of now working against them. For the people with the Blue Hawks, can now simply sit behind the walls, and they are unattackable by the small slime, of course, within.
Yeah, absolutely. Which is part of the reason why I put a bunch of metal on the inside, but then also a few on the outside in a harder to find place, because it's like a risk reward, but a double reward if you get outside the base, because then you're in a better position. But that being said, you know, it all depends. If your enemy comes at you with stuff that's going to shoot over the walls, then you're in a tricky position. But if the enemy comes at you with a horde of tanks without shellers or something, then, you know, they've got to funnel through a choke point. So it all depends on your ability to understand your opponent.
This is also an interesting choice. I'm not sure whether this was a mistake, but Pyman building two T2 tanks. Or two T2 bots.
Well, he's floating his eco at the moment, so it's quite possible that he just wants loads of bots, you know?
Mm-hmm. So I'd be curious if when he was active much longer ago, I don't believe T2, assisting your T2 factory was quite as in vogue as it has been the last couple of years. I'm curious whether he just doesn't know that. Just simply thinks that, isn't aware that it might be more efficient instead of just building multiple T2 factories.
Sorry, say again, my headset cut out.
Oh, just that during Pyman's time, when he was much more active, the assisting your T2 factory wasn't in vogue, and during that meta, it was common to simply build more T2 factories if you needed more T2 units instead of relying on fabs to assist it. That could be what he's doing here, and he's just not aware or not acclimated to the fact that you can assist him.
One of the other interesting things, though, we've got a couple of unit cannons coming out from Bal, along with T2 bots and T2 vehicles. So I wonder if we're going to just see a series of sniper attempts. And also, because we're just on a single planet, the unit cannon shots, I don't think, get seen by everyone as they go, because they stick around in the air layer rather than going up into orbit. But we'll see.
He could get some value out of this. I don't believe there's a player with any umbrellas yet. I don't know if unit cannons have entered their minds just yet.
Well, Admiral has just gone into orbit with some Hermes, so people now might realise, people are thinking about orbital intel, let's pop up some umbrellas, and exactly the moment I say that, Effect the Cause is doing just that with an umbrella there. Inside his base. Well timed there. Well timed. Got orbital coming up from Bal now too. Maybe trying to prevent any scouting happening of his unit cannons.
Might also see some Vanguard drops from KGB Frog. He seems to be developing some Pelicans.
We've got some T2 air poking. We've got a horsefly. Thinking about it, but oh yes, you're right. The Vanguard's there. And Pyman does have a sore lack of AA. Actually, I don't believe he has any AA except for his hummingbirds and a single Galata in the back corner of his base. Could be definitely right for a Vanguard sniper. Admiral General here down on the south is trying to push in against Effect the Cause. We've got T2 bots against T2 bots, but Admiral General being funneled into that base is having a little bit of trouble.
He did also have a single bomber mow down many of his slammers there.
Yeah. Not looking good for him.
No, it's not. And I think once T2 tanks comes out from Bal, they might be enough to just put out Admiral. Also, will you notice that Dirty Apples has found almost no points of contention between him and his and the people with borders.
I was literally just about to say the same. He's chilling out. He's expanding and chilling out and just minding his own business. He's having a right old time.
Oh. Ooh, a potential Vanguard drop here.
They're inside the base for sure. I don't think they're going to get a huge amount of value. Maybe the T2 power. No. Too many Grenadiers. Unit cannons are away though. Bal against Admiral General into the base against all the booms. Value booms against the slammers. Still some survive.
And then immediately an air.
And then followed by the Kestrels. I think their Dirty Apples thought, well, he will soften them up with those shots. I'm going to come in and clear up whatever was left. And he goes in, he sees it didn't work, and realizes, oh, maybe I won't stick around, and legs it. So, Yeah, interesting. So players are looking, certainly from Dirty Apple's perspective, might be trying to steal some softened kills. But here we go into the southeast of Admiral General here. Dirty Apples poking away, looking at the contours, the corridors, the chokes. Admiral General again in this tournament is getting double teamed, it seems. There we go, in through the walls. The walls are breached. Fall back to the caves. What caves? Oh, there's nowhere to fall back to. That's a shame, but we've got boombots to deal with the tanks, and they do handsomely. That's bought him enough time. Dirty Apples is repulsed.
Enough time to be raided by Bilal.
I think that's a little more than a raid. A little more than a raid.
Sort of invasion. I wonder if Bilal has vision of this. No, he does not know that that Admiral General has just invaded.
Nice towel.
This may be the end.
I'll take it.
Almost feel bad for Admiral here.
It's a bit of a shame. But Frog definitely doesn't like Admiral. He sent his unit cannons there. I wonder what choice that was. Oh. Well, he claims the points. But Frog has the army in there, so Frog might well move in, even though he didn't get the kill, but he's not. He's running away.
I don't believe he has any vision of Bilal whatsoever. He is not aware that, that there was another army moving in. I think that interaction came about organically.
Beautiful. But Admiral General is gone. Much to his frustration, I'm sure. Right, who else have we got? Dirty Apples still chilling. Oh, have you recorded that kill for Dirty Apples, by the way?
Yes, I just put it in. Yep.
Thank you.
Oh,
we've got...
is...
I was going to say, Pieman being a bit pesky with the Hulkins. Is that what you were about to comment?
I was going to comment that he's actually... I mean, he's sort of built his turtle shell.
Yeah.
And is seemingly disinterested in doing much in the way of assaulting or expanding.
Well, the thing is, when you build a Hulkins, it's going to start pestering neighbours, and really, you got to be ready for any reprisals, because Hulkins can't go unanswered in games like this. And I think...
certainly forces the opponent to fight on your terms.
Yeah, but I don't think Pieman really has the terms on which he can fight. He's got... Yes, he's got loads of grenadiers for behind the walls, but the aggressing army is looking rather tasty. Not only this, but on the other side of the map as well, we've got Bilal moving in on Effect the Cause with that large army that was redundant in Admiral General's base. I think it's probably just going to be repulsed down there. I'll keep my picture-in-picture on it for now. Ha! It's on literally the opposite side of the planet to Pieman getting harassed here.
Pieman has repulsed it. The Grenadiers certainly put in some work, hiding behind that piece of CSG. Curiously shaped.
But the air with the horseflies is trying to find an attack vector, but it's struggling.
We've got a unit cannon.
Well, that was possibly one of the worst unit cannons I've seen. And that's saying something. For all the years of unit cannons. Possibly not a deliberately bad one.
A lot of value in mines.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
That is...
Oh, it just doesn't end.
That's disgraceful. Ouch. That is so much T2 value just out of that minefield. Unbelievable.
I'm waiting patiently for Dirty Apples to accumulate enough air, enough T2 air, enough metal to simply potentially just mow down all of his competition. Used to be using much more on ground forces though, and in a similar vein to Pyman, a lot of T2 instead of assisting it. Would like to know the reasons behind that.
Maybe because it gives you a more diverse build in terms of your factories, so you can have, you know, greater output at the same time, and then, you know, I don't know, maybe it's...
Yeah, potentially, yeah. Maybe, I think we need you to fully confirm that.
more mine value, potentially. Oh no, we've got skitters in that one. But interesting, we've got dirty apples going so far north, out of the way, around the cracks, meeting mines. But in his base, he seems to be sticking around with... Oh, where is his air gone?
We have an air snipe right here. And it looks like it might work. Assisted by 2 angels. Yes.
Down it goes.
Kill for apples.
Wow. Well, that's effect the cause gone. Dirty apples. 2 kills, as you say. With the angels, I was kind of noticing it before he went away, and I wanted to come back to it. I was like, where's the air gone? And then you said, oh, we've got an air snipe. Well, there you go. So...
Yeah, really using the angels to his strengths, too. I think I'm curious who he's going to... Or if the rest of the players are going to unanimously decide to potentially assault the one... to potentially assault Dirty Apples. As they have seen that he has taken, or at least they've seen that Black has taken out 2 players.
Not only that, but Black has also taken the whole South Pole, which in geographical terms is actually further away than all of the North players are. So the North players are still naturally inclined to fight each other. So they really do have to overtly say, let's fight the South Pole, if they care about victory. Because even if you look at the economy game there, Dirty Apples, 912 metal income. That is almost... Well, it is as much as KGB Frog and Bal combined. More or less.
He has the... and it's growing relentlessly. He has the air fabs, T2 metal. Oh, well, he had air fabs expanding with T2 metal, but he has the distance. It's only going to get worse from here. Also, Assaulting finally doing a little siege here against Pyman.
Yeah, I think Pyman's really fallen victim of the constraints of the fort here and has just not expanded out. I mean, he tried to at one point, but I think the psychological restriction of the fort has really gone counter to Pyman here. KGB Frog doing a really good job though. If you just look at his base, he's got mines everywhere. He's got T2 outside of the fort as well. So really see good stuff here from KGB Frog. He just hasn't happened to get any kills.
It's a shame. I wonder if you have some potential agency. You're in Pyman's death, if you sort of psychologically set him up with this map choice. Also,
yeah.
I would mention that Bilal is also building a nuke, and which is a shame though, as I think every player now has an anti-nuke. I think it might exclusively find value in killing an approaching army.
Well, that might be why we have the unit cannons there launching, to potentially get rid of anti-nukes and then follow up with a nuke, because if these land in that base or close to it, yes, there are 2 anti-nuke silos there, but that's a lot of slammers who are pretty much already inside of the base. But what are they doing? Oh no! Just focus into the base. Stop splitting up. Just get in.
Oh, he sees the anti-nuke. He sees the anti-nuke, and it's gone. Oh,
it's gone, but the commander is not here. The anti-nuke is not built yet.
They got the industry. The nuke is up. He can launch it. What is he? Oh.
But Pyman is about to fall potentially. The nuke is away from Bilal. It goes down south. Has Bilal seen the commander? I don't think he has. I think he's just going to go straight into the base. But the anti-nuke...
It's a fine option.
It's so close. It's not going to be finished. The nuke is going to hit. Oh, there's another one being swiftly brought up. Oh no! He's not assisting! What a mistake! The nuke is there! It's there! It's gonna hit the T2! It's gonna hit the T2! That is a beautiful landing. All of the industry, as you say, gone. T2 Air still potent, though, and all of the fabricators are still alive. But that was a beautiful hit, if I may say.
Definitely, yes. I think it would have been a little more painful had he hit perhaps somewhere right here, taken out the expensive T2 energy plant.
Yeah, that is true.
Definitely a great nuke. And he said Bilal is speed building the next. It's already 62%. I think we might see many more of them.
Oh, wow. Okay. I have a suspicion that there's an unwritten pact here between the North players that they're just not fighting each other right now. Yes, you've still got the Hulkins from Pieman being frustrating to KGB Frog, but I haven't seen any interactions between the North players. They're all going south. Well, that being said, the ones who are going south are going south. KGB Frog is just sitting tight. Pieman...
We have a scouting force from Bilal, I believe, looking for...
Anti-nukes! Oh, there we go. Is it going to go down? Not quite. Not quite. He's trying to micro it. It goes down, but there's still all the T2 fabs just north. Oh! Oh! Take out the fabs, Bilal! You walked past them.
Oh, and he's already launched the nuke. Oh, it's on its way.
Well,
I think he might be taking out the rest of the industry. And then that would just leave Apples and just his air.
Oh, but look at where the air is going. It's going over the industry. Imagine if it happened to take the air out on the way past. Imagine that.
The sheer value. Let's see here. What is with Apples and not assisting these anti-nukes?
I think he's just set and forget, but that was the nuke that you wanted to see.
That had the industry, yes, and Apple's immediately speed building more energy. Beautiful. Reclaiming his factories. I am bewildered. I'm so curious why he's not assisting these anti-nukes.
But the thing is,
Nukes
suddenly,
twice.
I feel like Bilal is in a stronger position than Apples. Because Apples is getting high eco from Reclaim. But Bilal has got high eco consistently. And his army is greater, and his factory count is greater. So Bilal is now the one to beat.
Sorry, go on.
Bilal is now the one to beat.
I think you'd be right. And Dirty Apples is also stuck in seemingly sort of a perpetual state of trying to recover. And if Bilal keeps the pressure, keeps the nuke, I don't know how long for this world Dirty Apples will be.
Well, he's getting T2 Air out and blah 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 blah, assisting it. So I think definitely Apples feels like he has to go for Bilal. And we even see that with the army here just waiting. But we have unit cannons fired again. Where is Apples' commander? Is it safe?
It is the back of the army. He would be defenseless if it were to fire there.
Well, we've got worms and angels to deal with that army as it lands. Oh my word! So KGB Frog just unit cannoned who?
Pieman, I believe. Yeah, Pieman.
Oh, he wants the points.
Factory. Why does he have storms included in there? How
Just
odd.
in case. He's seen the air in the rest of the map, I think, but storms.
And I believe that was enough scouting for him. I think he sees. I think he's sending his full force now.
Right. We have another nuke ready. And it's away! The
I'm not
moment
sure
I
there's
say
enough
that...
scouting for this one, though.
Well,
He does
let's...
have a completed antidote.
He has a completed anti-nuke. I wonder where it's going. Could it be trying to hit here, on the outside of the base, to take out the T2 air factories?
I would hope so. It would be wise. I believe Bilal did some capacity of scouting, some amount.
Because that anti-nuke does not cover those T2 air factories.
By the way, Pieman as well being worm sniped. Looks like Dirty Apples will snatch one more kill.
At the same time that KB Frog was coming in from the other side. Gorgeous. And now Dirty Apples ready to go around for KB Frog. Not KB Frog, sorry, Bilal. The nuke on the south side.
By the way. They did manage to cut off too.
But it's definitely Apples versus Frog here. Not Apples versus Frog, Apples versus Bilal. Why do I keep mixing up Bilal and Frog? But there we go.
I think Bilal is normally black. I think he usually plays black. Perhaps past games have influenced you here. I think KG Bog is posturing himself up to go and fight Dirty Apples with his army movements. I think he sees the Apples as the obvious contender.
The thing is, we've got Bilal just firing unit cannons away so frequently that he can basically create an army anywhere on the map. And because, as you said earlier, that Dirty Apples is in a constant state of repair and replenish, he's not got enough defense for this sort of warfare. And he's got worms in various different locations, but as we know, worms are slow.
It is true. Oh, and there's a Boombot force. A Boombot force over by KG Frog with absolutely no units in Dirty Apples base.
Yeah, I think this could be it for Dirty Apples. The air has just scouted the commander. It's seen. Meanwhile, on the other side, Bilal trying to come in with his own air. Meeting a bunch of flak. Doesn't want to go any further. We've got Boombots standing idle. Dirty Apples was playing too loud and proud. And is currently surrounded and hounded. Here come the booms now. Here come the booms, here come the booms. Oh yeah, baby, baby. There we go.
Interesting. Bilal doesn't seem to be interested in attacking the Boombot, saving the kill for him.
There we
on the
go.
way.
Holy shit. Pink Scout. I feel like... Did Pink and Brown just fight each other in the middle of... Apples' base? Phenomenal.
Oh, a desperate attempt to snatch the kill by KGB Frog. At a completely uncontested orbital drop. Oh, this may be... Oh,
That's
I think
it.
This is it. That's a point for KGB Frog.
That's a point for KB Frog, but we now have a nuke on the launch pad ready from Bilal. We have a bombing force literally just sat on the outskirts of KB Frog's base. I mean, he just has to go in and find the solitary anti-nuke. There is one anti-nuke launcher in the middle of KB Frog's base. One. If he can take that out, he's got a lot of anti-air to get through, but that is the prime target right now. That or an aggressive nuke on the north corner here will take out all of that army. Oh my word, imagine.
Oh, that is... This KG Frog is gonna feel this in his head.
Yeah, here it comes!
Oh.
That army is goodbye. I'm sorry, but that is going to be a value nuke right there. That is unbelievable.
Oh, that's...
Get erased. Get erased. Frog suddenly, from an offensive maneuver, turns tail and runs back to his base. Sheepish. Banged to rights, quite literally, with a very large bang. We've got KB Frog launching units into Bilal's infrastructure there. Just a small amount, just to be a bit annoying. But what other plans does he have? His army was just eliminated.
He had to have scattered. He had to know that Bilal had a nuke as well. I wonder what he was thinking. Perhaps that he wouldn't have gotten enough in time.
Maybe he
Simply not
realised
thinking at all
that
about it.
Dirty Apples was gone and he felt like he just had to get the drop on Bilal and just forgot about the nuke. It's entirely possible.
Definitely is. I think we'll just see either a delete from KGB Frog, or this may.
The problem is that the ecos are so different now, though. Bilal has more than twice the eco of Frog, more than twice the production capability, twice the army, and an Ares being built. I mean, ouch. And the Ares can fire over these walls as well, I believe. So it's not looking good for the turtles. Turtle extinction today.
It is. I am surprised at the sort of how ineffectual the unit cannons have been this game. People seem to be interested in building them, but they don't seem to be getting much value here. I wonder, are the players aware that there's no more bonus points for building for getting kills with a unit cannon or building the unit cannon?
I'm not sure, but it's also a unit cannon is a staple of turtle play because it's like I don't want to move an army out to attack you, so I'll just try and snipe a commander and hope for the best.
The Ares is up. No Hulkins to speak of for KGB Frog. This is going to be it's going to be some artillery play here with it.
Yeah, I don't.
No, I think it's
I was going to say I don't see a lot of strats from KB Frog. He's just again trying to throw the same thing at a wall to see if it sticks at the same wall, and I don't know if it will.
If he was in just a bit better of a position, it would have been interesting to see him potentially rag, try to nullify any point gain that Bilal's about to get.
I mean, you get points for a kill if you rag, but you don't get points for a win. So.
Oh, of course, yes, but yeah, I mean, it would cut off Bilal from at this point almost guaranteed 2-point victory, 2-point gain from winning, from taking first.
Ooh, we see an army turning towards the T2 factories there. This could be painful, but instead, into the range of the Hulkins. Not looking good. The Storm's trying to do their thing. But now there's an Omega peering from the skies. The nuke is not being rushed up from Bilal any longer. I think he just wants to win the conventional way, he says, using an Ares.
It is interesting. If KGB Hulkins, I'm not sure if you're aware, but they don't fare terribly against Ares. If KGB Frog had built a couple of them, had vision of the Ares and set them to attack, he could actually make relatively quick work of this Ares here. I don't quite understand his interest in building catapults here. I mean, perhaps as just protection from general armies, but I'm not sure what his solution is here with the Ares.
Yeah, I think he's made an interesting investment error in these catapults because I think he still assumes a lot of T2 vehicles are going to be coming, but Bilal is now sending loads of T1. And the catapults would be good against heavy T2 armies, but there isn't a heavy T2 army. But also by placing them behind the cliffs there, they're going to be very difficult to take out. So, and they're just overwhelming the anti-missile capabilities of the sniper bots.
As well as if curious. Oh, and there goes the yes. I assume Bilal target firing the anti-nuke. I think there might be a little bit of an incentive for that.
Does he
He'll
see it?
See a nuke from him quicker.
Ah, yes, he does.
So where is his production going? Because I'm seeing a sore lack of fabs in his base.
Who, Bilal or Frog?
Bilal, yes. I mean, from just 5 minutes ago. I mean, he had what 30-something fabs in his base. Speed building the Ares, the nuke. Not quite sure where they went.
Are they expanding around the rest of the map? Possibly. He has a load of T1 air fabs in different places, building T1 factories. I think potentially that's what happened.
So he just seems to have slowed his assault here.
The Ares currently wondering what to do. He's going for the anti-nuke. You're correct. 2 shots and it's down. Oh, it missed. There we go.
Oh, he hit it.
And the nuke's ready.
Yes.
GG. KB Frog knows what's coming. Down it goes. The Ares is gone to catapults, though.
Let me adjust these stats.
Kaboom. Gorgeous stuff. Beautiful. Beautiful.